Welcome back to In the Wild Outdoors, folks, with Brenn and Jesse. Quick segment here on a little grizz protection here for the hunts coming up this year. We are dealing with a growing number of grizzly bears outside of Yellowstone Park in the country that we all love to hunt in, and we got a few options for these folks if they're looking to head out into the woods. And you got a lot more options than I do, but I carry some bear defense too.
Yeah, so over my experience, and Riley's joining us because he's been in some confrontations with grizzly bears with me a time or two, and we just want to try to help everybody understanding a little bit about grizzly. There's some good educational stuff out there. Idaho's got some courses. Wyoming has one out now that Wyoming Outfitter Board put out a YouTube video. We will put a link on our webpage for that too, to people take their, and it talks about hanging your meat, and it talks about pepper spray, it talks about handguns, talks about a lot of different stuff. I have a couple of DLPs in Alaska, defensive life and property, with grizzly bears. I've faced down a couple of bears that were wounded. Had
Riley was with you on one of those?
Riley was with me on one of those.
Yeah.
I was guiding a hunter up there in Kodiak. She's a well-known gal in the Mule Deer Foundation world. We was hunting Kodiak a few years ago, hunting black-tailed deer, and I was sitting down, we were having lunch, and she says she could hear a noise. And I said, where at? And she says, right here. And I said, is that... well, what do you hear? Because the wind was kind of blowing. I'm deaf. Too much gunfire, drilling rigs in my lifetime. She's like, no, it's right here. I can hear it breathing. It's got to be a bear. And I stood up, and I actually had a shoulder rig on. I had my binoculars on. I was carrying this shoulder rig right here with this Glock 10 millimeter. And I had Underwood ammo penetrators and Underwood ammo 220 grain hard cast loaded in it, every other one.
Yep.
And I stood up and I pulled it, left my rifle laying on the ground because I had a long gun. I was shooting a 300 drum because we were hunting deer. And I stepped up the hill away from her about 5 yards, and I asked her, I said, where are you talking? Like down through the dip and right through the other side? She said, no, right here. And just about then, about 25 yards, a big 9.5-foot brown bear sow head comes through the alders. And I yelled at it, hey, and it charged, just like immediately. And I shot a round off right to the left of it, and then it pinned its face back, ears back, and it come full charge. And I started dumping rounds in it. And in about 3 seconds, I shot 9 rounds.
I believe that. I've seen you shoot fast.
And I was like, it was just as fast as I could. And I was, aiming at bear.
Yeah.
Right at my feet. Like it was running past me at Colleen. I hit it right there the last time, and it took off, and then out the corner of my eye, it cub charged, and I swung the gun and shot around like between me and the cub, and then it took off after its mama, and the bear run off. Anyway, make a long story short, got a hold of the troopers, and they told me to go find the bear and bring it off the mountain and bring it into Kodiak, turn it in, and anyway. So we've had that. So I have experience with a 10 millimeter.
Yeah.
And it was good to have, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not on a brown bear. And we all know that everywhere I've ever hunted, the grizzly bears in the Tetons and Glacier area are the meanest bears around. Mm-hmm. And they get experienced with backpackers, and they get experienced with the human food, and they know the meaner they are, the more chance they are of running somebody off.
Yeah.
So, we don't want to shoot every bear that we have a problem with, but in a life-saving event, I think it's you got to make your choice, right?
I like our chances better. Yeah.
Pepper spray is good. I'm not saying nobody should not carry bear spray, because I carry bear spray. A lot of my guys carry bear spray, but in a 25-mile-an-hour headwind, and you're shooting bear spray into the bear, the bear spray is going to come right back in your face. And so if I have to pull something, am I going to pull the bear spray, or am I going to pull the 44 Magnum?
This is a bear spray this is a bear spray apparatus, a bear pepper gun that impressed me, and it shoots about 30 feet. I know you don't even like me to point it at you, but I really bought these for my wife and my daughter, and hopefully prospective daughter-in-law to carry around. And I think these are $50 off of Amazon, but this is the first time I ever thought, you know what? I can get behind that, because I always thought maybe bear spray, but this will carry 30 feet. And if all I was going to do is carry, pepper spray, this is probably what I would do, because I can shoot with that. Obviously, pick rail on the top. You could put a red dot sight on that baby.
Yeah, the thing about pepper spray that I know and that I have learned about bear spray is when you arm it, a can of bear spray, you want to make a wall, like a cloud that the bear has to come through to get to you, you know what I'm saying, and to try to detour the charge. And all the bear events that I've had, the louder the boom, the better chance you are of stopping the charge.
Yeah.
Right? Because sometimes it's a bluff charge, but at 20 yards, that's 2 jumps.
Yeah, that's too close. So I'm imagining that this 454, what is this right here?
This is the 454 Casull. It's a Ruger Alaskan 454 Casull. And I've carried it some, but it's so heavy, and that's what I wanted to talk about in this episode, is the different options for people to carry, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of these guns I carry, and a lot of them I carry a lot. This year, Guide in Alaska, I carried this one. This one's a Super Red Hawk Alaskan that Wild West Guns has cut down. It was a 7.5-inch 44 Magnum. They cut it down into what they call a Wolverine model. Mm-hmm. It's still got some beef to it.
Oh yeah, but you can carry that.
It's ported. It's got a night sight on it. The biggest thing I recommend is
this will make a bang.
Yeah. Right. Carry something that you're going to be comfortable carrying, because if it's not comfortable carrying, you're not going to carry it. It's going to be back in the tent.
Exactly.
Right. So as you try different things, then try, to get comfortable with what you carry. And you might carry different holsters, and I've tried them all. And you can see by some of mine that they're really worn.
Yeah.
Like I've worn them a lot, and I've worn them a lot in the water. I do like different stuff, I'm not the biggest fan of the striker type pistols like this one. It's empty. It's got a Trijicon sight on it, and it's a very nice rifle. This is a Glock 10 millimeter, Glock 20. And it's custom made, put together from a Marine Corps Scout sniper buddy of mine down in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And I've carried it. My problem with it is I've carried it in a chest rig, and I've been riding on the horse, and magazine's heavy, 15 round, one in the hole, and I'm riding, and it's hitting my saddle horn, and I pulled it out with no magazine in it, so I got one round in the chamber. That's my problem with it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't carry it that much, because I've lost my faith in the gun. I mean, I shot a bear with it, but I definitely have lost my faith in the gun.
I kind of lost faith in this gun this year. This is striker fired Springfield. It's empty, obviously. This has a striker box with 2 springs that work the firing pin. And if you carry this gun through the brush, it's a dry year in the fall. We were headed through some brush, and I pulled that to shoot at a coyote, and dry fired. And there was dust in that striker box. So when you clean this, you need to take that striker box out, clean it up, clean the firing pin, clean those springs. It's not hard to do, but it's an extra layer, and it's a little bit, they're just little teeny parts in there. And I didn't know that till I called Springfield, and he told me you gotta clean the striker box. So it's just not, to me, the good old 1911s. Designed by John Browning right here in Ogden, Utah. This is just a more reliable gun.
Right, it is. And that's where I was going to go. You like this gun here? This was my grandfather's gun. It's clear, too. This is an old Ruger 3-screw, 44 Magnum, but it's single cock. You're going to get one shot, and that's it.
Yeah.
And in a stressful situation, if a bear is on you, you're going to pull it and you're going to get one shot.
Yeah.
And you better hope that you hit the nervous system and break him down, because otherwise you're lunch.
Jess, I'm sure you would agree there's give and take with those revolvers versus the semi-automatic. And you just kind of have to fill it out. You know, the double actions, you can get 6 shots at something, but you'd mentioned how many times you shot that bear and she kept coming. I mean,
I would have got one shot with a revolver, or maybe 2.
Exactly.
Because of the recoil. The thing that I like about the revolver is if I am getting mauled, I got a bear on me, and the ones that I've seen pounce, you know, they're like a cat on a mouse. They lay on top of their prey and they hold it down with their front paws, and it's a bad situation. But this gun is all tangled up in bear hair, any one of these, right? And it's in bear hair, and you fire it one time and it gets jammed full of bear hair. Is it going to go again? Mm-hmm. When this old-fashioned wheel gun, I'm going to get 6 of them. Like, it's going to get 6 of them.
It's almost like you need one on each hip.
Right. So it's kind of personal preference, right? This gun is a custom 460 Roland, and it's supposed to have as much energy and knockdown as a 44 Magnum out of a 1911. I don't carry it anymore. I did carry it in Alaska quite a bit. Riley probably remembers me carrying this gun. And the reason why I don't carry this gun is every time I go to shoot it, it stovepipes on me. And the reason why is because they've taken a 45 mag and they've had to tweak the ears out on it to fit the 460 Roland in. The mag is the worst part of it on a 1911 to keep them in time.
Yeah.
And this one, I don't trust it that it's not going to go the one that's in the hole and then not fire. This gun right here, I like this gun a lot. So this one's a Kimber 1911, just like yours over there. This gun has a red dot sight on it. So even at night, the stressful situation's gone.
Yeah.
Right, no matter what time of day or night. This gun, I had a gunsmith smooth the action, smooth the trigger on it. It's the smoothest action. Like, it's a dandy. You can put a light on it. I don't carry a light on it, but I carry this gun a lot.
Yeah.
And this is probably my go-to gun. This gun right here, if I'm going to carry a 1911, it's one of these two. This one is a custom Nighthawk.
Yeah.
1911. It's beautiful. And it shoots very well, like it's a tag driver. My problem with it is I need to take it back to Nighthawk, send it back to Nighthawk, and get some better sights put on it, because at night you can't acquire the sight picture.
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, in the dark, it's picking it up is hard for me with this gun. This gun, the open sights are really bright too, and I can see it. So I would like to get these same sights put on this gun. Well,
and several times we're riding back in the dark, and that's when things could go south on you. You just didn't know you were riding into it.
And that's, so my pick that I always carry, and I have a couple of others. I have a Colt Anaconda. You know the story about that. Year before last, I was riding in the dark like Riley's talking about.
Yep.
11 o'clock at night, I left the camp. I had to go back up to another camp. One of my guides is coming down with some horse medicine, got a horse colic, and I got to the top of the ridge, I kicked the horse in the ribs, start loping up through there, and went about 100 yards, and the horse just went into a complete, it's a good thing I had a deep seat, because he went into a complete slide, going backwards as fast as he was going forwards. And when the horse whirled, my headlamp hit the grizzly, and the grizzly bluff charged twice, and I pulled the 44, and I prefer a cross draw because I'm seated a lot in the saddle. You know, it's harder for me to draw this way. It's easier for me to draw cross draw. So I carry cross draw all the time. That's the way I practice. I got the gun out. I shot a shot between me and the bear, and the horse goes sideways. The bear bluff charged again. I shot another shot between me and the bear, and the horse went sideways. And that time I clinched and grabbed the saddle horn at the same, because I about come out of the saddle, and I went ba-boom, like, and then the gun jammed. That Colt went out of time, and it's a good thing the bear didn't charge anymore, because
it was time to turn tail.
So it even happens with a revolver, and I had to open the cylinder and close it back up to get it to go again. Yeah. And that was a bad situation. So I've sent that gun back. They fixed it. They've sent it back. I just bought a new one that I'm going to carry this year, either that one or this one, because I've carried this one a lot. And it's that new Smith & Wesson Model 6944. It's a 5-shot, 4-inch barrel. You was there when I was on the phone with you when Gene gave it to me the other day.
Yep.
And and I just dropped that off at our friends at Wyoming Gun Company, and he just polished it and put a trigger job in it, and the double action on it, he said, is like absolutely amazing. So
one more thing on these, on these semi-autos. Obviously, I got some bear loads here. These are hard cast. This is a plus 45 ACP plus P, so it's pretty hot. Before, you have to practice with this ammo, because you may have to adjust the spring in these to compensate for a hotter load, and in actually both of these. So you don't just buy your bear loads and not practice before you get in the field. Right,
and these grizzly bear loads are some of the best. Like they're hard cast. Buffalo Bore makes some really good ones. HSM makes some really good ones. That's the same thing I shoot in a 44 and I shoot in the 10 millimeter. Of course, Underwood Ammo makes some really good ones as well, and I also recommend that. And I recommend that try different holsters. Chest rig. I wear a chest rig in Alaska underneath because it keeps it out of the way of my belt straps on my external frame pack.
Yeah.
Up a little higher, but my binoculars can go above it. When I'm seated on a horse, I don't, because my gun, my binoculars, everything's hitting the saddle horn all the time, So I wear a cross draw, and it's kind of the same because I'm cross drawing out of the shoulder holster, right? But I kind of recommend that this is my favorite new holster. It's made by Falco. And it's a cross draw, got a snap retainer. The 1911 goes in it. And
I believe that our friends at Hellhound Leather can make custom holsters.
Correct. And they're coming over. We're going to talk to them. Going to give them a pattern on some of these. I'm going to get some holsters made, stuff like that. But folks, biggest thing I think we're trying to go to with this is just, if you're going to get something that you're comfortable carrying, and practice with it. Practice with different holsters, different environments, and
And as Riley said, maybe you need a revolver and a semi-automatic, and go to the range and be confident.
We all spend a ton of time getting our gear together and trying to make sure our hunt's solidified before we take off, but you're hunting grizz country. I mean, you may not have a second chance, and your guide might be 50 yards ahead of you. And so something like this might just make a big difference for you. So.
And that's, Riley brings up a good point. Mark Upton, he got killed up guiding just outside of Jackson, right in my guide area. He's a guide. Him and the hunter was up there, and the hunter didn't know how to operate the handgun. So as a guide, or if you're with your friends, make sure that if they're in charge of the handgun, like personally, me, I don't take my handgun off when I'm cleaning an animal. It's on me. So if I start getting mauled, I got the gun on me, right? Don't leave it in your pack. Don't hook it to your pack. Taking your pack off and your gun's hooked to the pack strap, keep it on your body.
You and I have a great story about leaving guns away from you when elk are coming out a little ways away when we had to crawl to get them. So, no, it's always best to have it right on you to make sure you can use it.
Right. And, make sure that, if your family member or whoever you're hunting with, if you're in grizzly country, they know how to operate the gun that they're carrying or your gun if needed, right?
Absolutely. And don't hesitate to use your long gun if you get in a situation, if your guide's getting mauled or your family member is in trouble. You don't have to have a pistol to, just because we don't have a rifle here doesn't mean a rifle isn't.
Right. And I was going to throw some rifles in because you're going to use what's in your hands if you got it. If you got a rifle, that's what you're going to use. This rifle up here, I carry it a lot. And when I'm in bear country, when I'm guiding, that is a 405 Winchester, shoots a 327 grain shock hammer bullet, and it does the job on them. It's got some notches in it from the old trapper I got it from.
Well, and it doesn't always have to be grizzly bears. Jesse might have been laughing at me one time when I was sleeping with a 44 on my chest because a Wolverine wouldn't leave us alone. And as soon as we got back to Valdez, a guy had got flown in from a Wolverine coming through the side of the tent and got a hold of his dang neck and dang near ripped his jugular out.
Yeah, so, just, everybody just practice with what you got. If you're in a dangerous country where there's bears, black bears, grizzly bears, either one, make sure that if you're by yourself, you're kind of in a bad situation because things can sneak up on you. If you got livestock with you, put your mules around you, put your horses around you. They're going to alarm you, tie them up around where your carcass is. So if something comes in, they're going to start prancing, whatever. Pay attention to what's going on around you. And if you do have people with you, have them on watch it, look out.
Yeah.
Have your hunters watching, and that to where they can see if there's a threat coming.
Yep. Situational awareness.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you have other questions, folks, go to our website and inthewildoutdoors.com. Shoot us a message, drop us a line. I know Jesse'd be happy to talk to you more about what to carry, what caliber, what gun. We got a lot of connections in that world, and just want you to be aware when you go out in bear country. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you, Riley Manzonie, for being with us, and take care.
Thank you.